Hi.
Hello.
Blossom. She, her, hers powerhouse.
Blossom Powerhouse, lovely to meet you.
Yes. Go ahead. I want to know your ideology around transgenderism, something that doesn't exist. It just sounds more like conservative propaganda. So I kind of want to know a little bit more about what you're trying to communicate.
Okay, I think for all of history everywhere, people have understood the human person to have something to do with his body. So like your body has something to do with who you are. Now there is an alternative view, which is called Gnosticism. It's a view that our bodies don't really have anything to do with who we are, that the body is maybe even evil, and that our true selves have no connection to our bodies. And I see in the transgender ideology a kind of Gnosticism that says that you could look like a man, you could have a man's genetics, you could have a man's genitals, you could have a man's everything. But if you feel on some deep level that you're really a woman, then you are really a woman. And I don't think that's true. And I think that the social effects of that are really bad because it leads to the depriving women of their legitimate rights. In some cases, it leads to rapes, notably in the last few years. And it also leads to women losing their sports competitions and their scholarships, and it's just disordered and false. And it also leads to more people adopting this identity, which leads to very high rates of anxiety, depression, and suicide. So it's bad for everyone, and it's not grounded in reality.
Oh, I don't even think you understand what you say sometimes.
Let's take the time to hear this person out.
I don't even understand what you say, because when we talk about these cases of women in the restroom, they're coming from cis men like you. So let's be very clear.
No,
where it's
that's
coming
not
from.
true. In,
Oh, it's very,
2021,
excuse me, do not interrupt a black
well,
trans woman when she's speaking.
I'm just trying to
Do
correct
not
you.
interrupt
Well,
a
I would
black
never,
trans woman when she's
I would
speaking.
never
No,
interrupt
no,
a black
no,
woman.
No, it's a
Let's interrupt this,
Here's the thing about me as a black trans woman. I am not a threat to cis women, and I think it is harmful that you are going around here spewing that rhetoric, weaponizing this rhetoric against trans people.
Weaponizing facts?
Transgenderism does not exist. We as trans people exist. We are 1% of the population, and there is a lot of power in the trans identity because you are sitting here spewing something to me that doesn't really exist.
I'm not spewing anything. I'm just stating facts plainly.
I have lived experience. You don't, and you never will. But I do have a question for you.
I have lived experience.
What if one of your
I'm alive.
What if one of your kids came out as trans? How would you
God
react
forbid.
to that?
I mean, I would obviously love my children, and I
Okay.
would try to do what's best for my children. And the best thing that I could do to be respectful and also to be conducive to their flourishing is to tell them the truth, which is that they're not really girls.
Oh, come on. I can't even imagine your relationship with your children. No shade. But
That's great. That's a great relationship.
I just
with my
cannot even
children.
imagine that. But here's the reality. We exist. Again, people like you do not have the intellectual capacity to hold conversations like this because in a minute you're going to reduce this down to genitalia, and then we're going to have to shift this somewhere else because obviously
No, in
people
a minute,
like you, that's where they go, right?
In a minute, what I'm going to do is correct something you said. When you said that
Go ahead.
in these bathrooms are cis men.
White cis men, I should say, actually.
That isn't true. Loudoun County, 2021, the big case that actually ended up flipping the state was because there was a boy who wore a skirt, went into the girls' bathroom and raped a girl in a particularly hideous way. And do you know what happened? Hold on, don't cut me off. You said you wouldn't.
A cis boy. It was not a trans woman. All y'all do
I don't
is
think
go back to cis boys. You're always talking about cis boys.
he was wearing-
I don't understand
he was
the
wearing-
fascination with trans bodies and what's happening in the bathroom. It is mostly happening
I think
from
you're
white
filibustering
cis
because you
men.
don't want me to tell you what happened in the bathroom.
Filibuster who?
Me. I think you're
Oh,
filibustering
child,
me.
no.
I think that you're distracting. Boy wearing a skirt in a girl's
A
bathroom.
boy,
raped a girl.
but not a trans woman.
Well, there's no such thing as a trans woman.
Oh, yes,
so
it is.
that's
You're looking at one right now.
I'm looking
You're
at-
looking at me
I'm
right
looking
now.
at a-
with lived experience.
I'm looking
with
at a-
lived experience.
I'm-
You are looking at a trans woman who has been transitioning for over 20 years, who
Yeah.
has lived experience.
Yes,
You're
but-
talking to
but
an
your
activist here.
but your
You're
identity
talking to a
is not
debater here.
grounded
You're
in
talking to somebody
reality.
that's extreme. Oh, I am reality.
I'm not really talking to
In your
anyone 'cause you
head,
keep
I'm not.
talking over
in
me.
your head, I'm not, but I am in reality.
Yeah.
I'm here in front of you right now talking to you.
You're confused
Because
about your identity.
No, you are confused
I'm not
at the fact
confused.
that you don't really have any talking points right now because I'm.
Then why aren't you letting me
You
speak?
really don't.
If I have nothing to say,
Take me
why
on
aren't you
your
letting
show.
me
Put
speak?
me on your show. How about that?
Then it would become
How
your
about
show, I
that?
think.
Oh,
In 2018, there were 2 rapes in bathrooms, and 1 in Wisconsin, 1 in Georgia.
From men.
Also
Cis
because
men
of the
say it.
transgender identity.
But say it, cis men.
If you're
Cis men.
if you're going to describe a boy who wears a skirt and goes into a girl's bathroom
No, you
as
are.
a cis man, no, I didn't.
No, you are. This is the example that you run to. Past that, you have nothing.
I've just given you 3
have
examples.
nothing.
I've given you 3
You have
examples in
nothing.
recent years.
You don't. You've
Well,
been
that's
struggling this entire
news to
time.
me. Have I?
Yeah, you have.
I think
And love
the
it.
translady doth protest too much, methinks.
Bye. Goodbye.
Perhaps I'll see you on my show.
Yes, invite me.
Yeah.
Get my email. Tell your people to get my email address. How about
Sure,
that?
yeah.
Good job.